Hello, welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today we're talking about how I design Language Life. And I say design in the present tense because it's ever evolving and growing to beat common learning pitfalls. Because I do not want you to join Language Life and feel like nothing has changed at the end of our time together. This is a life-changing program. I do not say that lightly. And I want to make it as easy as possible for you to get that level of experience. So I wanted to talk today about the common pitfalls that I see come up again and again, and how I have then designed Language Life and how I continue to design and upgrade Language Life to make it as easy as possible to still get those outcomes despite these pitfalls, right? So the first pitfall that I see a lot is I don't know what to focus on. So this is when you are feeling overwhelmed, you're jumping between apps, you're trying a bit of everyone, maybe every language, right? You're trying a bit of everything and you just end up feeling scattered, right? You then haven't learned anything. You feel like you've been showing up, you've been putting the time in, but you've been putting it in on too many different things. So there's no result to show for it. There's a few things that I've done inside Language Life to help with this. The first is that when you join, you don't get instant access to everything because Language Life, it is so thorough. I've never seen anything else this intricate, this detailed, that helps you learn a language. And I do not want you to join on day one and be like, everything is there and you feel like, where do I begin? Like, that's not going to help. So instead, when you join, you get access to the essential start points. And as you go through things, it unlocks the next level. And within like 15 days, you have access to everything, right? So it's all there. It's all clear for you. And then you can start to jump around a bit if you want to. But in the beginning, you're not just thinking, there's too much. Secondly, I also feel that sometimes with this, I don't know what to focus on. It then just becomes, so I'm going to do nothing, right? And how long does that go on for? Oh, it could be a good few months. So to avoid that, I've very strategically thought about where I get involved, where I intervene. So a few points that you get one-on-one support from me. One is at the end of every chapter in this Language Life library. So as you work your way through the curriculum, at the end of each chapter, there is a chance to opt in for one-on-one support from me. If you finish that chapter and you're thinking like, okay, how do I apply this? Or what should I do next? Or where do we go from here? Or I still have another question. You've got a chance to really get all of that answered and feeling pretty confident, feeling pretty solid about it before you move on. The second key time where I come in is every single month. So at the end of every month, you'll get a little email from me and it will say, hey, it's time to submit your end of month review. You will submit your monthly review. I will then send you my monthly feedback. I'm cheerleading for you. When I say feedback, I know for me sometimes when I think about feedback, I feel like, it's just going to point out everything I've done wrong. So I'm very aware that I don't want to do that, right? I want to make sure that there's a good balance. So I am cheerleading you throughout this whole process. And I'm also asking the questions that I'm kind of, I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but I'm very good at reading between the lines in these now, where, if you say to me, for example, oh yeah, I've just been really, really busy and so it hasn't happened. I think, okay, I know that there's something underlying there. It's not just, I've been busy, so I haven't done it. Because you've taken the time to submit your monthly review. So there's something else that we need to unpack a bit more. You know what I mean? So if you get to the end of the month and you're feeling scattered and overwhelmed and you are not sure what to focus on, you have that chance every single month to check in with me to get feedback from, again, don't mean to brag, but an expert language coach. Always learning languages myself, studied how to learn them, worked with clients like you for years now. It doesn't get any better than that if you feel like you don't know what to focus on. Ask me, I will help you figure out what to focus on next. The second pitfall that I see a lot is I lose motivation when my progress slow. Maybe you've heard me talk before about my sort of model of how we learn languages and in those two phases, right? We have speedy gains and we have steady growth. Speedy gains, typically, they can happen at any time, but they typically happen at the very beginning. And they feel great because you've gone from zero to something more. So it feels really good. The progress is quick because the ratio is so good. You went from knowing nothing to knowing something. It feels really good in the beginning. But then, because language learning is not just this straight upward curve that's always at the same angle, it is up and it is down. It is slow and it is plateaued. Then we have that phase where the growth starts to slow down. And it's at this point that a lot of people give up. It's at this point where, people feel like, well, this is it, right? This is the pitfall. My progress is slowing down. I'm now not feeling motivated. I'm going to stop. And all that has happened is that the phase of language learning has changed from speedy gains to steady growth. It is the most normal thing. This is how language learning works. We have these two phases and they come and they go and it's all good. As long as we're in one of them, as long as we're not in stopped, we're good. If we're still making steady growth, we're making growth. It's just steady. Again, the feedback that we have built into Language Life will really help you to work around this. But in particular, I want to make sure that you have opportunities to go for speedy gains when you need it, and then to kind of hang back a bit when you need that. So as well as the core Language Life curriculum, you've got a handful of bonus workshops. You've got the Speak 28 by 28 challenge. You've got the Trust Your Gut experience. All of these things that you can take as and when you want and need and use them for a bit of speedy gain. Use them to enter that phase of like, okay, I'm feeling like I need a little bit of a boost, a bit of a rocket fuel boost. Do a bonus workshop. Start the challenge. Take on the Trust Your Language Gut experience. These little things are there to help you just get that boost and find that motivation when your progress slows. So pitfall number 3 is this: I'm not confident enough to use the language. And I think this might be the one that I hate the most. It makes me sad because what it means is that so many good language learners just hold themselves back and keep the language inside, which is fine. If that is your goal, if that's what you want to do. But if you do want to be using it, right, and to be speaking it, and you're not because you feel like you're not confident enough, it hurts my heart, right? So the Trust Your Language Gut experience is really catered to this because a huge part of and the Speak 28 by 28 challenge as well, right? Like a huge part of you being confident enough to use the language is that you trust your language gut. You have that intuition. You feel ready to just trust your own decisions and follow through. Again, if we're talking about speaking rather than just using the language, the Speak 28 by 28 challenge, in 1 month, you will speak more confidently. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you will speak fluently and like you'll be C2, like that's nonsense. I'm not going to say that, but you will speak more confidently because you'll have looked at some of those underlying issues that have been holding you back from speaking confidently previously. They might be seen as sort of extras to the core curriculum, but although they are like extras, they're so good. They're so kind of like key to help with these pitfalls. And that's why they're there, right? To make sure that you don't fall into these places again. And if as well, like something else I just want to mention is another big thing is that people feel like, because kind of all tied up into this, right? Because I lose motivation when my progress slows down, I then feel like, okay, I'm going to start again, but then I don't know what to focus on. And then I try, but I'm not confident enough to use the language. What that boils down to is this idea of, well, I don't stick with it long enough to see results. And Language Life has been intentionally designed to just create that gentle accountability, give you a chance to be flexible. You have 12 months inside the program. This is 12 months on purpose so that you have time and space to just really come to terms with all these changes alongside life. I want things to happen to you in a year. You do not need a whole year of your life on pause to do this. You should be living your life and then doing this alongside it so that it's you're learning how to fit your languages in when those other things are happening, when other stuff is going on, you know. Now, if you're ready to make your language journey smoother and more rewarding, start by focusing on this essential skill. Reflect on what helps you feel confident, try new things fearlessly, and give yourself permission to trust your decisions. I added the Trust Your Language Gut experience to Language Life to make all of this easier than ever, to help you find that resilience to overcome these pitfalls when they come up. Because I think I said this in the last episode about mindset, that, you know, it's not just about, I never want to think that thought again. It's about, oh, here we are, that thought has come around again. I'm now going to change my response to it. I'm going to change my action in response to that thought. And that is it, right? And in Language Life, you get the supportive combination of the self-study curriculum, the human feedback and support, and regular practice. So you're not left alone, and you can focus more time on improving how you learn languages without getting stuck. So if you want some extra support getting started to make it easy, join Language Life to get access to the Trust Your Language Gut experience. You're going to love this, and I cannot wait to get started on this with you. If you're ready to go, the link is in the description. It is also lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. And if this episode has been useful for you and you feel like you know someone else who would be useful for too, share it with a friend. Spread the word, and let's get as many people as possible learning languages better. And I will speak to you very soon. Thank you. Bye.